Hey there, how are you, Real Life Faith family? I have been missing you all. Hello, this is Lindsay Enita. I am a spiritual and personal growth mentor, and my name is Lindsay Enita. I am super excited to be here. I'm a mom, so I have to get on when I can. And thanks, Facebook family, for hanging out with me, those of you who can. I want to talk a little bit about the power of tears. My thing is acting crazy, so just forgive me. The power of tears. Now, if you're like me, you probably have shed a few tears in your life, right? You've had some tough times, you've had some things happen, and you've caught your eyes sweating. Now, for the record, a lot of times people don't like that because that makes them feel like they're vulnerable, right? That makes them feel weak. But I want to tell you something. There's power in tears. There's real power in tears, because I just don't think that God would give us something that we would never use, that we would never, that was not useful. And because he's like that, I was thinking about this, about 8 years ago, I started having trouble with my eyes, and I started to get this buildup around my eyes that, it was hard to see. Light was really bad. And I was like, whoa, what's happening? It was hard for me to drive. Any kind of light would hurt my eyes. And I went to the doctor, and they kept saying, you have dry eyes. You know that? I was like, yeah, it feels like cornflake in my eyes all the time. Can you help me? And so, that was, oh wow, that might even been longer than that. Maybe this was about 13 years ago. And so they gave me drops, right? They gave me drops to try to help with my eyes. And I put them in, but they didn't always work. And so my eyes got drier and drier and drier, to the point that I would just have to kind of sit with my eyes closed in order for them to recover. And so over the years, it really has gotten worse, right? You probably have heard of like Restasis, where they help you regain or make tears. That's what I'm trying to say, to make tears. And I never really appreciated tears until I couldn't make them. People take for granted that when you laugh, right? If you laugh so hard that tears come to your eyes, that's something. I would laugh, no tears. I would cry. I've been to funerals and wanted tears to run down my face and could not make that happen. And so here lately, I got my eyes done, and the ladies helped me, the optometrist helped me with my eyes and whatever. And so I'm creating tears again. And I realized that there's power in tears. Number one, tears are cleansing. Tears are very cleansing. People don't like, again, they don't like to shed tears, especially in front of people, because then they feel like it's a sign of weakness. But quite truthfully, that's a sign of strength. Why? Because when we're in tears, usually we're at a low point. We're at a point where we just don't feel like we can do another thing, where we can't go on, where it's just too much to handle. And do you know that that's the perfect place for God to just go, thank you. I'm so glad you're handing some of this over to me. I'm so glad that you are vulnerable, allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to hand it over to me, to say, I can't take any more of this, right? Some of us are so hard that we can't cry out to God, that we can't just say, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's happening right now, but I need you. And just cry, right? That's one thing. So tears really, though they, for the outside world, looks like it's a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. The second thing is that it's cleansing. One of the most important things about the eye is that the tears are consistent. The tears wipe away all of the dirt, all of the debris that your eyes build up, from smoke to bugs to everything, right? It really helps to kind of wash off your eyes. And if you think about, if you've ever had a good cry, it's cleansing. It's cleansing because the pressure is off. Many times we have so much going on in our lives and we're trying to carry the load by ourselves that we get totally stressed out. We get totally overwhelmed, and then we go, I just can't do it. And we cry. After we've cried, release some of this to God and shown him, hey, I am weak and you are strong. Please help me because I don't know what I'm doing. Now we've gotten to this cleansing part. Yeah, Juetta. Now we've gotten to this cleansing part, and it's like, whoo, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Because now it's almost like wiping the slate clean. It's just been like, here I am, God, and I'm a mess. And I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm crying. I'm literally like just allowing this to cleanse through my soul, because a lot of times what we do is we stop the process up. Like we're the bottleneck because we don't allow the situations to come through us. We just allow it to stop right with us, and we try to handle it. But that's not what God is saying. God is saying, I want you to let me handle it. So we instead of us holding on to the emotions, holding on to the responsibility, holding on to these things, then we can say, you know what? I'm cleaning my plate. I'm cleaning our house. God, here you go. I can't do this. Because once we have cried, once we have shed these tears, we're now like, oh, we can breathe. We can breathe. There's power in that. Just from tears, just from tears. And again, when we get out of our mind that a tear is a sign of weakness, but it's a sign of strength, it's a sign of weakness because we can't do it. But to God, that's saying you are strong because you are willing to put down your pride and become humble to say, I cannot do this without you. I cannot do this without you. People say, you know, well, God won't put more on you can bear. He will put more on you than you sure enough think you can carry. That's for sure. And you'll be like, why would you allow me to go through this? Why would you allow this pain? Why would you let me have to suffer through this? Well, number one is because he promised that that's part of this journey, is that we will suffer. So we can't be surprised when that happens. We can't be surprised when we actually suffer, right? But it's amazing that we all are. I've done this too. Been like, God, why? I'm trying to serve you. I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to do all this. And I'm like, why am I suffering? I'm the one that's trying to serve you. Everybody else who ain't trying to serve you off doing whatever they want to do. And usually those are kind of tears of anger, to be honest with you. But it's like once you get to that point of tears, you become transparent to the truth of your heart. You know, one of the things that when I was growing up, tears would come. You ain't never want nobody to get so mad and fight that tears start coming, because you know it was about to be a fight that you done made somebody cry. You don't make me cry. I'm about to fight you. I was a fighter. So no, you know. We were brought up again, tears of weakness. Nah, it's not. Not with God. I don't want you to be fooled to thinking that he's like, oh, Lord, there she go crying again. There he is crying again. No. No, that's just not the truth. So, tears are powerful. They show, yes, our weakness to the situation, but our power to God, because we're relinquishing it to him. We're showing him, God, I can't handle it, and we're finally handing it over to him. Tears are cleansing, because once you have had that cry, you can now kind of relax on your eyes, just naturally on your eyeballs when you cry. I'm telling you, it wipes out all of that debris. It's like a clean plate. You just wipe all of that stuff off, and you can start again, in a sense where, okay, I can handle this. And whatever I can't handle, God got it. These tears are powerful, right? So when we also are talking about, there's this song, and I can't even remember how it all goes, but I remember growing up, and it was talking about how God will wipe every tear away. And, as a kid, I was like, what are we crying for? Did somebody die? I didn't understand. But there are usually two reasons why I will cry. Big tears. Now, and I'm so excited that I can actually produce the tears now. But I would cry when I've gotten to the end of my rope and I just don't know what else to do. And then I would cry because I would think, God, you are amazing. And I truly... For who I am, I don't deserve all of this love and stuff. But I appreciate it so much, and I receive it. I'm not neglecting it. I'm just honoring the fact that I know who I am. And he knows who I am. And he still say, I still love you, boo. Like, that brings tears to my eyes. And it helps you also understand, because see, we're in a robotic, very automatic world. Tears help you remember that you're human. Help you remember that you don't have to wear a Superman or Superwoman cape every day, all day. Because we already got a superhero who will carry the load if we let him. So when we let those tears out, we're telling him, yo, I'm going to have to give this to you because I don't know what to do. And you're my superhero anyway. So what am I doing? Like, truthfully, think about that. Like, we've gotten to that place, you're just like, man, you take it because I don't know what to do with this. And so for that, this is the power of tears, the power of tears. I tell you all the time that this process, this faith journey is messy. It really is messy. And that means that you're not going to always get it right, and you're not going to always choose right, but you will sometimes. And you will, go and say, well, you know what? I didn't choose right last time, but I choose right this time. And I forgive me this time. And you will have times where you cry when people die or cry when babies are born. Just what I want you to do is understand that your tears are not your weakness. Your tears are your strength. That it's cleansing. That it's refreshing. That God is so happy when you can release all the pretense, all the stress to him. And a lot of times they come through tears. So I thank you so much for joining me. Guys, I love you. And I just want to let you know, be on the lookout for the VIP group. It is Real Life Faith VIP membership. It's like $20 a month, but we're going to start getting into some deeper things that people want to talk about, but are need a safe place to do it. So we can dive in on this stuff that church don't talk about. We breaking the rules around here. We're going to get down into it because we need to. This is real life faith. I know that you don't face every little thing that I face, and I don't face what you face. But together, this life thing is hard. This life journey is hard, and we need a support group of people who are all going toward the same goal, and that's being who God created us to be. Overall, you have to understand that this thing is not perfect, that we are not perfect, that we will make mistakes, but that we can understand this is a journey. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So you don't have to worry about messing up and, oh, God, he won't never love me. That's just not true. So I want to take you into a safe place where you'll be with a body of people who love God, who understand that mistakes will happen, and who will love you as Jesus does and love you anyway, as he changes and transforms each of us into who he created us to be. So I love you guys. Thank you for joining me so much. My name again is Lindsay Enita. I am a spiritual and personal growth mentor. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Remember, faith is messy, but God is real. Mwah!